the series between the Islanders and the Lightning. All right, back to the NFL, and after some struggles in week one, we'll do sell or hold. Jeff, Saturday, are you selling or holding Odell Beckham Jr. after a tough week one?
Hold him for sure. I mean, here's a guy who caught 74 passes last year and over 1,000 yards, and it was considered a down year. Absolutely hold. They did not look good. They played a very good team in the Ravens. New coaching staff. Again, there's all kinds of issues, but hold on OBJ. This guy will produce as the season goes on.
Greg, if Carson Wentz was a stock, are you selling or are you holding?
I'm holding. The talent's there. It's just the game management has got to take the next step. At what point are you going to go from being a young quarterback to an elite quarterback? He's got to make that leap. And part of that is just understanding that taking a check down is not a sign of weakness. He had averaged 12 air yards per attempt. That led the league by far. He's got to take some things underneath, quit trying to press down the field. He put his team in too many bad spots.
And Swagoo, if your beloved Cowboys were a stock, are you selling or holding?
Gee, you know damn well I'm holding. I done held through all of the bad stuff that done happened already. I'm holding through this. I was actually encouraged by some things. I like going for it on 4th and 3. I like the fact that they played with all of that talent. They'll continue to get better. McCarthy will figure them out, and Kellen Moore do a better job. And we still got Dak.
Marcus is not giving up the ship. Meanwhile, let's talk about someone else you had exactly right. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson, who looked very much like his MVP self against Cleveland Sunday. 3 touchdown passes. He had the highest QBR of week one, attempted just 7 rushes, tied for the second fewest in his career as a starter. And as a consequence of his performance, the Ravens now lead the AFC with a 38% chance to win the conference, according to our Football Power Index. That's our analytics, with the Chiefs right behind them. The rest of the AFC combined has a 31% chance. So our analytics believe this is really a 2-horse race in the AFC. And Marcus, I will let you begin because you said to me last week they should run Lamar less. What did you see on Sunday?
I thought they did a tremendous job, G. And listen, that percentage of them winning is because Lamar operated like he did from the pocket. I don't care what anybody says. Every analytic person or people that put this together knows what Lamar Jackson is running the football. And obviously game plan and how defenses are playing you plays into that factor. But I can guarantee you this. Greg Roman and this offensive staff, they feel great about what they saw from Lamar Jackson operating from the pocket. And it never was a question of could he throw. It was always a question of when we get into those games, i.e. with the teams that we just saw with the percentages to win against Patrick Mahomes, when you know you're going to have to air the ball out, throw it downfield, make plays through the air, and trust your receivers and tight ends, you have to do that to win those type of games. So I felt good about what Lamar did. That doesn't mean he doesn't use his legs. I was never trying to make that point. My point was for his evolution, for his next phase of the game, and if we're talking about winning a Super Bowl, he's going to have to operate from the pocket like that, especially during the playoffs.
Greg McElroy, through a quarterback's eyes, what did you see in Lamar Jackson yesterday or Sunday that looked maybe different or better or somehow other than what we saw from him last year?
Well, Greeny, he's changing the trajectory of the football much more than he has in years past. Like, we always knew that Lamar Jackson had an absolute cannon, and the guy can drive it into very tight windows. But what I saw on Sunday throughout the course of the game was him adjusting the trajectory of the football, dropping it in difficult spots, and really pushing the ball down the field with accuracy and consistency that we have not seen on a regular basis throughout the course of his career. If he can continue to negotiate defenders with how he throws the football, look out, this guy's unstoppable. Him and Mark Andrews in the red zone are going to be unstoppable. So, man, I was really proud of the growth that he showed the other day, and I think it's a sign of things to come throughout the course of this season.
All right, so Jeff, Saturday, we live in a world where we are professional overreactors. So Friday on this show, after Kansas City's opener on Thursday night, I was taking answers to, are the Chiefs going to go 16-0? Now, here we are after the Ravens play, and we're talking about them being the best team in the AFC. So, very simply, Jeff, Saturday, who's the best team in the AFC?
No, still the Chiefs. As much as the Ravens impressed us on Sunday, they played the Browns. Okay, so when we're talking about that, I think you still got to go with the Chiefs. What they did against the Texans, who everybody expected to be an AFC front runner as well, they dismantled them. So as you're looking at these two teams, the weapons that the Chiefs have are still spectacular. Patrick Mahomes, so you still got to lean Chiefs there.
Swagoo?
Man, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, G. Quit playing. Listen, this is still their division to lose. It's still the team with the most weapons. And as good as the Ravens look, I'll still take the Kansas City Chiefs offensive skill players and Patrick Mahomes before I took anybody else on the Ravens team. It's tough. And you comparing really tight things because Lamar is elite. Patrick Mahomes is elite. You look at the backfield, but what Andy Reid has done with this offense and what they're able to do, I still can't see them losing.
Real quick, Greg, who you got? Chiefs, Ravens?
I'm still going Chiefs. And I think it's kind of going a little bit deeper. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire makes this offense unstoppable. Now you give me two high safeties, I'm going to run it down your throat. Or you can come out, try to stop the run, try to limit the run. And then I'm going to have Pat Mahomes with one-on-one situations on the outside. I still think they're impossible to defend. So with the emergence of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I feel even better about the Chiefs than I did in the preseason.
Guess what? In 2 weeks, we get to see these teams head-to-head. Kansas City at Baltimore,
That's
Monday
right.
Night Football, Week 3. We're just getting started on Get Up this morning. Tom Brady is up next. He has more weapons in Tampa than he had in New England last year. But the Bucs may have a chip shot. Redemption, thy name is Gostkowski. He makes it 1 for 4 on field goals on the night, but that one wins it for his former teammate, who's now his coach, Mike Vrabel.
Mike, did you have any worries after the night that Gostkowski had about sending him out there for that final kick?
Nope, and they did, obviously, because they weren't using their timeouts.
One, their field goal kicker had obviously been having his problems, so I didn't want to extend the drive to where they could get closer. And number two, we would have used the timeout, but we got the running back out of bounds. We would have used the second timeout, but they threw an incompletion, which would have given us one left when we got the ball back. So that was part of the thinking there.
No, not okay. I'm sorry. If you saw it last night, Vic Fangio completely mismanaged the end of that game, and it may very well have cost his team significantly. Jeff, what did you see?
Yeah, it absolutely cost his football team. I mean, you just said it, right? At a minute 30, that's when you have to start using your timeouts. I don't care if Gostkowski missed, 20 kicks. If you get the ball down there, you're eating up clock. If you trade field goals, you win the game. Like there is nothing in this that would tell you don't use your timeouts, don't give your offense a chance. In Denver you can kick a 60-yard field goal and it actually be competitive and a chance to make it. Why wouldn't you give your offense a chance to come back and kick a field goal to win the game? This wasn't trade for tie. This was trade for win. Why they didn't use their timeouts makes absolutely no sense. You're betting on a guy who's probably going to go in the Hall of Fame for thinking to miss a fifth kick, whatever the thought process is. Really bad, really poor decision-making from Fangio and the Broncos coaching staff at that point.
And if he misses it, you're going to win anyway. It doesn't make any difference how much time is left
Absolutely.
on the clock at that point. Let me ask you a question, because his players know what you and I are talking about. When your coach makes a mistake of that magnitude, tell me what it's like in that locker room, what the players want to hear from him when they come back into work today or tomorrow.
Yeah, just own it. Hey, I should, looking back, I should have called it. A minute 30 after they got the first down, I should have started using our timeouts, give ourselves an opportunity. I didn't give us the best opportunity to win. That's all you need to hear, right? Every player has done the same thing. We've all made bonehead decisions. We've all made bad plays. We understand, we're human. But at the end of the day, you want to hear your coach own it, for sure.
I hope so. I hope that he does. I hope he doesn't continue to try and explain the way they used their timeouts last night, because candidly, it was inexplicable. All right, we'll take a break. We're just getting started. That was just last night's action. We have so much to get to. He's the best running quarterback we've seen in the NFL in years. So why was Lamar Jackson staying put this weekend a great thing for his team? Swagoo will explain. And then